Hey folks, it's Rob, and welcome back to the next part of our series where I'm playing the actual more proper solo adventure, the second one from the rule book from the Red Box basic set from Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you for your viewership, and I appreciate you liking, and any effort that you do on my behalf is appreciated. But I don't generally go in for the like and subscribe thing. And this is not my serious. I mean, I don't have a serious channel anymore. Obviously, I have let this thing sit on the vine for 8 years. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your likes, and I appreciate your views. Thank you. So when we last were here, we were deciding between going north or west after having defeated the rats. um, Again, I'm familiar with this dungeon, having run it for my wife a couple of years ago, but also uh, having just played it, before. And I'm going to roll a die. 1 to 3 means we go back west, and we'll work out a new way of proceeding from there. 4 to 6 means we'll go north. Sound right? Okay. We'll go north. That was a 6. So, north is Reed 17. And I need to make sure I've tabulated that treasure. I forgot about that. Let's see here. That was 100 copper pieces. Ooh, one whole gold piece worth. And 100 silver pieces, which is at least, 10 gold pieces worth. So I picked up 11 gold. And I spent 30 gold on the freaking armor I'm wearing. But it is paying off. I mean, 2 points harder to be hit is well worth it. So, got to read 17. Yeah, too far. On the next page. There we go. The corridor goes north 30 feet, and then there is a side passage to the left, west. The main corridor continues another 30 feet, and then it turns left. When you get to the side passage, you see that it goes 10 feet west and opens into a strange room. Read 49. You may go in and investigate the strange room, or you can go north or south. Do you want to go north, go south, or investigate? So, south is the direction we came from. And again, I don't feel like that's terribly productive at the moment. But let's leave it to chance, shall we? So, again, 1 to 3 will be north, and 4 to 6 will be investigate. And it's a 4. We're investigating. Okay, so read 22. If you have been in this room before, please read 39. Otherwise, continue. Now, we have not been in this room before. You enter the strange room to investigate. The room is empty and clean, and the only feature is the orange mouth on the far wall, about 8 feet long. The room looks like entry 22 map. Add that to your map. So that's this here. Let's get that on here. So, okay. This goes up in our 20 and comes in 10, right? And then it goes up in our 30 and then goes over like this. And the whole wall's like that. Now, if this was a regular game, you may want to like search for secret doors and things like that on a long expanse like this. You never know. Just saying. But that's not built into this game. So, do this. And there's a mouth. right here. 8 foot wide and orange mouth. How very late 70s. But this is 83. Um, right. You search the room, listening and looking carefully, but you find nothing. Suddenly, as you are about to leave, the lips of the giant mouth move, and a big booming bass voice. It says, "Surprise! You are here for double or nothing. Ready or not, here we go. OTTFFSS. What's next in line? If you solve the riddle, your treasure will double. If you fail, it will all disappear. What is your answer?" So if you try to leave, you find the way is blocked by an invisible force. "You must answer, bellows the mouth. Think about it and decide what the answer is. Then read 82. So, take a moment to think about it. I know what the answer is. And we're about to have that answer. And I'm not. I mean, I think this is a riddle I worked out even when I was a child, so I feel okay about knowing the answer of this riddle. But I'll point out that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next in line would be E for 8. So let's read 82. If you guess the answer correctly, you may double the amount of treasure you have. If not, it all disappears and your character is left with none. The answer is E. The letters stand for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The next in the series is 8. For some reason, all these words are capitalized except for 4, and that bugs me. Like, that should also be capitalized because I've used that as one of the F's. But now read 24. So we double our treasure. Fantastic. As you might recall, I picked up just now equivalent of 11 gold pieces of coins. Unfortunately, it doubles your treasure. So, all the small coins, you have twice as many small coins as well. You don't get 11 gold pieces. But right now, we're not worrying about encumbrance. So, fantastic. We got more money. Now read 24. You suddenly feel different, either more or less weighted down, depending on your answer. Whatever answer you gave, the mouth laughs and says, "Come back again sometime." The invisible barrier is gone, and you can leave the room. You cannot find anything more here, nor will the mouth speak to you again. Read 40. From here, do you want to go north or go south? So, south is where we killed the rats. I really feel going north is about the only answer, so we're going to go ahead and just do that one without rolling, because we're going to roll ahead here. So that'd be entry 31. You go north from the strange room. If you have already been through this part of the dungeon, read 7. If not, read 8. So we're going to read 8, because we ain't been here before. After the turn, the corridor goes 50 feet west and opens into a room. Read 54 after you add entry 8 map to yours. Entry 8 map is this one right here. And that's an interesting little shape, ain't it? Obviously, we have that room here in the middle on our map, right? But here's where the bend is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then, like, it hits a wall. It turns into a room, basically, here. And so this goes across like that. And, in fact, that goes one more and then goes up. And we know it goes down like this. And this is goblin territory, apparently. You know, so I think we might need to be a little careful. But there we go. Entry 8 has been transposed onto the map. And so we now need to read entry 54. And there we go. The room looks like entry 54 map. Add it to your map. Okay, all right. Let's do that too. That's this one here. And so, okay. We know the corridor kind of bends upwards and goes like this. And we know this kind of comes over a little. And we know it kind of comes down a bit like that. And it goes up like that and there. So, there we go. That's it linked in. So, entry 54 maps, we did that. What are you expecting here? If you didn't find or hear any clues, read 18. If you found some information about the creatures in this direction, read 19 instead. Well, we know from a note that there isn't possibly some goblins up here, right? So we're going to read 19. You think that there are goblins up here, so you keep your lantern shuttered and sneak up to peek into the room. You hear soft talking in a language you don't understand. Peeking around the corner, you see 2 goblins to your right, at the south end of the room. They seem to be talking about something and don't notice you. Do you want to go back, talk to them, or attack? Now, again, we're pretty well equipped here to deal with some goblins, I feel. Tough fighter, barely injured, just 1 point of damage. And we don't know their language. And they are, from our perspective, monsters. Putting them on my 1980s hat, we would not really consider talking to goblins. It is an interesting entry that this is here at this stage in the game's life. And I am very gung-ho, and I prefer to attack right away. I mean, basically, we have the element of surprise, don't we? We should attack. But at the same time, I've done this before, and I feel the fair thing to do is to roll. So, let's strike the option from going back. We're either going to talk or we're going to attack. And I would like to wait this one. We'll talk to them on a roll of 1 to 2. And we will attack on 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I think that's fair. The fighter's not too bright. And he's certainly not wise. So there's certainly the possibility he would try to talk to some goblins, I guess. I don't know if I'm over... giving a 1/3 odd is too much. But, well, for the sake of the game, right? And to be interesting, let's roll the die. Well, we're attacking, because that's a 5. So that means I read 63. You leap out and attack the goblins. You will get 2 free swings before they can get their swords out. Read 85 and run the battle normally after taking your 2 free attacks. See, this is great. Like, I don't even know how many goblins there are, but having 2 free swings will help a lot, right? So, 85. You're fighting 2 goblins. Well, that's great. Goblins need 17 to hit me. I need 11 to hit a goblin, so they're a little harder to hit than the rats. They have 5 hit points each, so we will need to roll for damage for these guys. So let's set up the tally. Goblin. I'm going to give him 5, and goblin. And I give that one 5, right? Now, remember to make 2 rolls for the monsters. Each one gets a swing after you make yours. Yeah, very fair. Again, use the combat checklist. Make sure you're doing it right. It's very straightforward, though. Get the old box here. And get my D6 handy. Okay, so my 2 free swings. Well, we're going to try to kill a goblin, right? So, first one, that's a miss. Again, I need 11 or better to hit the goblin. Hey, that's a hit, 14. Now, if I can roll 3 or better, I'll kill a goblin. So, if I roll less, I'm just going to injure a goblin, and, well, it'll still be around to continue fighting me in future rounds. I'd like to knock one out during the surprise round. That would even up the odds a lot more, because that is the fundamental aspect of combat in BECME is the combat economy. Kobolds are minimal creatures that have hardly any hit points. The danger of them is that they come in packs. If your party of like 3 adventurers is facing 20 kobolds, you're in big trouble. Unless you have significant hit points. Because even if it needs a 20 for them to hit you, there's 20 kobolds. They can roll that 5% all day long. Right, let's get that damage in. 4 plus 2 is 6. We'll kill a goblin. So, strike 1 goblin. And that evens up the odds for the first primary combat round. Now, when I attack, the goblins will respond. Well, goblin. So, I'm rolling, again, an 11 to hit. 20. Again, in this edition, critical isn't a thing. It's a very common house roll, though. But it's not in the rules as this is presented, so we're just going to roll the d6 and add our plus 2 damage. As much as I would love to double the damage. Or, roll the die twice, or however it is you handle your house rule for criticals. 1 plus 2 is 3. The goblin survives my hit with 2 hit points left. So the next strike will definitely kill the goblin, fortunately. The goblin gets its reply. Needs a 17 to hit me. 2 is a miss. And again, critical failure, since we're very close to a 1 there, doesn't exist in this game either, but is also a very common house rule. Now, let's roll that next combat round. So I need an 11 again to hit the goblin. That is a 9, so no, that doesn't hit the goblin. The goblin needs a 17 to hit me. 16 is still a miss. Portray that in your mind as the blow of the goblin's club landing on my shield, not hurting me, right? So, next combat round. I miss again with a 9. And the goblin, 8 misses. Okay, come on, goblin. I'm going to kill that goblin. Yay, 17 is a hit. I will do, well, for the sake of it, 5 points of damage. That really, really kills the goblin. Goblin is dead. But the goblin simultaneously has its counterattack on me. 17 or better is a miss. The goblin dies without ever landing a blow on me. Thank goodness. The goblins are dead. So, if you decide to run away, read 73. If you kill the goblins, read 75. And if the goblins kill you, read 90. So, we kill the goblins, we get to read 75. You have defeated a pair of goblins, but before you can look around the room, you hear noises from the north. 3 more goblins are coming down the north corridor. They have their swords out and look angry. Do you want to A, run away, B, talk, or C, fight? I am going to give this equal odds. We just defeated the goblins, but we don't have the drop on these 3 goblins. And that could get tough, because it's 3-on-1. Talking to them seems like a foolhardy choice, but you know what? We're going to give it even odds. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and 5 to 6. Because fighting is probably also foolhardy. But running away might not be a good choice either. Let's see how it goes. 5 is a fight. Bloodthirsty dice today. Okay, we're going to go to 87, and we're going to fight the 3 goblins. And hopefully, we will succeed. You are fighting 3 goblins. Remember to make 3 rolls for the monsters. Each one gets a swing after you take yours. Use the checklist to be sure you are running the battle correctly. So, if I decide to run away at some point, I can read 73. And I'm not going to decide to run away unless I take enough damage where my life might be in danger. So right now, honestly, my life is in danger if the dice go extraordinarily bad. If 2 goblins roll 2 hits on me and roll enough damage, I could die right now, even if I was at full health. But odds are, and it'll improve as I kill goblins. So, tabulate them down. Goblin, goblin, goblin. And each of these have 5 hit points. There we go. Got 5 more goblins on there. Oh, and I doubled the treasure. There we go. Right. Let's start by trying to kill a goblin, right? So again, 11 to hit a goblin. 2. Nope, not at all. Just big old whiff. Got 3 goblins attacking me. So, Goblin 1. Miss. Goblin 2. That's a hit. And Goblin 3 in the box, Rob. Miss. Okay, so goblins roll D6 for damage. This could be, where I have to turn around and leave, because honestly, I'm not interested in dying right away. But that's a 1. All right. If I'm going to roll 1s for damage dice, we can be pretty bold. Wish I'd killed a goblin in that round, because then I'd only be fighting 2 this round, but I'm still fighting 3 goblins. So, let's go again. We actually connect this time. Yay! Now, can I roll enough damage to take out a goblin? We'll see. Yes! 4 plus 2 is 6. That will kill a goblin. Sweet. Okay. Still got to face 3 goblin attacks this round. Goblin 1. Roll it in the box, Rob. Don't let it bounce out. 15 is a miss. Thank you, new armor. 11 is a miss. And a 7 is a miss. All goblins miss. And the 1 goblin who died never landed a hit. Now I'm facing 2 goblins. The odds are the same as they were before, but now I only have 2 opponents. So I'm going to press on. In the box, even though that would have hit. Yes, 20 is a hit. Again, shame about no double damage. But a 6 plus 2 is 8. That's a very dead goblin. Okay. Their counterattack. Again, target 17 here. Oh, 19 will hit me. 11 won't, though. Right, D6 damage. I only have 6 hit points. Wish me luck, folks. This could be bad. 1 in 6 chance that the character just dies right here. Wouldn't that suck? In the event of my death, we will start kind of over. Uh, but here's hoping, right? 5. Whoa. 1 hit point left. As you can see. Oh. Now's the time to use that potion of healing, I guess, because if I turn and run, they get a free attack on me anyway. And if they land, I mean, basically, I can't attack the goblin. Well, okay, so I could attack the goblin. I could attack the goblin. I have 1 hit point left, and if I kill the goblin, it still gets a swing at me. If I drink the potion, it still gets a swing at me, but I'll have hit points. I think that's the prudent thing to do, because it's high risk, and the reward is I get to still have my healing potion, I guess. If I decide to just strike at the goblin and hopefully kill it, again, I have about a 45% chance of hitting the goblin, and actually about 50% chance of hitting the goblin, and I have, if I hit the goblin, only about a 50% chance of killing the goblin. That's getting into longer odds. The goblin needs to roll a 17, 18, 19, or 20 to hit me. It has a 25% chance to hit. And if he hits me in any way right now, if I'm attacking, because I didn't drink the healing potion, I die. So the consequence is quite severe. I'm going to drink the potion and restore my health back to 8. There we go. And I'm going to let the goblin have a swing at me, and then we're going to see about payback, right? So, 17 or better hits, 16, clang, screw you, goblin. All right, let's finish this fight. 6 is a miss. The goblin retaliates. 16, clang. Not today, goblin. Let's do another one. 17 is a hit. I hit the goblin. We roll 5 plus 7. 5 plus 2 is 7, so that is a dead goblin. But the goblin has its final retaliation. And with that, it lands a blow. Oh, don't be a 6. It's a 6. Jeez. Okay, we got 2 hit points left. But we defeated the goblins. Right. So, you kill the goblins, you read 65. I didn't run away, so I'm not reading 73. And I didn't let the goblins kill me, so I don't read 90. Just for those who are curious as to what happens when the goblin kills you, or whatever kills you. 90. Sorry, keep my hand over that. Your character has been lost in the dungeon. Don't be upset. It can happen in any Dungeons and Dragons game, and often does, through no fault of yours. That is the end of this adventure. You may start over if you wish. To do that, be sure not to keep any treasure you may have found before you died. The character should have exactly the same equipment, treasure, and hit points as when you started this adventure. In other words, to start over, you start over. If you want to do this, read number 1. So, basically, yeah. You die, we just start over. But that didn't happen. We're going to read number 65, because we killed 5 goblins, actually, and made it out alive thanks to the health potion, honestly. You have won the Great Goblin Fight. Congratulations. It was a tough battle for one lonely fighter. Don't forget that you started the adventure with a potion of healing. Oh, no, I didn't forget that. Which can cure all your damage if you hadn't already used it. Well, I did use it. Searching the area, you find 100 silver pieces and 50 gold pieces in small sacks that the goblins were carrying. The swords look rusty and worthless, and they have nothing else of value. Do you want to go west, go north, or go east? So, I'm going to tabulate another 100 silver pieces separate from the ones we found earlier, which got doubled, and 50 gold pieces, which finally made this trip maybe somewhat worth it if I hadn't drunk the healing potion, which practically, well, who knows what it's worth. So, looking at the map, west is back to the main room. East is back the way we came. And north is around this bend. And we have only 2 hit points. Oh, it strikes me as smart to go back to the town. But I think that's going to be I think that's going to be it for this episode. And I will consider our options. And next time, we'll either... I forget whether or not I can even go back to town. I'm pretty sure I can just leave. That might end the adventure. Theoretically, I should be able to go back to the town I just came from by walking this way and go into town and, come back for another adventure, right? Because really, 3 giant rats and 5 goblins, all by your lonesome, not actually a terrible tally for a first level fighter. And as you saw, we nearly died. So, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a great time. Join us again next time for when we find out what we're going to do next. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Goodbye.